Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of the Don Mafia Report. It is pregame, the pregame party. The Buffalo Bills are set to take on the Pittsburgh Steelers at 4:25 p.m. EST. I'm not going to lie to you. I woke up this morning, ran some errands, rushing, because for some odd reason, I thought this game was during the 1 o'clock slate. So it's going to be nice because now I can watch a little bit of the earlier games, which have quite a bit of impact on the Buffalo Bills playoffs moving forward. So it's going to be another great day of football. And I genuinely hope that the Buffalo Bills can bring it on home, man. This is a must win for this team, not only for the sanctity and the confidence level of the fan base, but I would argue the confidence level of this Buffalo Bills squad as well. I'm sure several of you have already looked into my preview video or my preview streams earlier this week. We unpacked what the offense is going to look like for the Pittsburgh Steelers, what the defense is going to look like, challenges that they bring, and then also solutions. We're going to unpack that again and really just kind of make this a pregame hangout stream. I am going to be opening it up for a Q&A segment. We are going to be discussing everything that needs to be known of this matchup. And damn, I hope each and every single one of you had a wonderful Thanksgiving with your family, with your loved ones. I know that I did, but I'll tell you what, I feel so good to be back, man. So damn good. As always, guys, do me a favor, hit that thumbs up sign. It's the easiest way to show love over here on the channel. And roll call yourselves in the chat. Always curious to see how far Bills Mafia truly extends. Where are you located? Do not be shy. I need to give a giant shout out to our good friends over on Sleeper. Folks, Sleeper is the #1 player prop platform on the market today. It's a very simple process. Just pick anywhere between 2 to 5 players. If you accurately predict their projections, you could walk away a massive winner. And they're giving you $20 just for signing up. So say, for example, you plan on hate watching the Patriots and Giants game, and you want to take the under on each and every single Patriots player. Go on ahead and make that parlay. Who knows? Whatever you want to, guys. It's the best promo in the game. Shout out to Sleeper for being a proud partner of the damn show. Where's everyone tapping in from this morning? Let's take a look. We have a Go Buckeyes in the building. I'm seeing a lot of lurkers in here so far, guys. I better hear where everyone is from. Let's lock into it. Linda Jackson. Good morning, Dan. What's up, Linda? I hope all is well. Greetings from upstate New York. Jesse, what's going on, my friend? Wyoming is in the building. You already know. Miami, Florida. Go Bills. Upstate New York is in the house. Buffalo is in the building. Syracuse, Columbia today. What's going on, man? Hope you're enjoying the beautiful country of Columbia. Kansas here, Wales, New York, Wyoming. Once again, smash that like button. We have Niagara Falls in the building, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, Wyoming, North Carolina. Let's go Buffalo. 845 Poughkeepsie, New York, Bradford, Pennsylvania, Canada, Cincinnati, Ohio, Lansing, Michigan. Man, we are truly, truly worldwide. Dan, it's time to lock in. No excuses. Go Bills. Yeah, you know what? I really try not to buy into some of those obscure trends that we often see during the dark times of midway through the season of Buffalo Bills fandom. But it's very difficult for me not to buy into this lore as of late that Buffalo is just a different damn team when it comes into December football. Now, I've ran the numbers a couple of times, and in the month of November, in the month of December, this Buffalo Bills team has an absurd record since 2020. We're talking like 22-3. If you count the last week of November and the first week of January, or week 18, if you will, this Buffalo Bills team is even better. They're like 27-5 or something along those lines. So if history repeats itself, and very oftentimes I think it has a better chance of repeating itself when you have a similar regime, this Bills team is a good squad, and we tend to figure things out at this time of the year. Now that football weather is upon us, we're going to have to see what these teams are truly made of. Can they win in the elements? Can they focus exclusively on their run game, hard-nosed, hard-hitting defense? We'll see who wants it more today, man, because this Pittsburgh Steelers team, I got to tell you, they are in a very similar situation to us. Like Baltimore ended up losing this previous Thursday against Cincinnati, and Pittsburgh holds the AFC North on by a thread, they have a really good opportunity of being able to give themselves an insurance policy. But will it happen, right? Who's going to want it more? Have Aaron Rodgers out there playing with a fractured left hand? Can this Buffalo Bills defense make something happen? We have Scott is in the building. Vandelou's in the building. I have some concerns, Dan, especially on the offensive line. Dawkins missing and Spencer Brown. I don't know how they're going to keep TJ Watt from Josh Allen. That is a big concern for me. So I empathize, right, with that sentiment because you should be a little concerned. With TJ Watt's one of the best defensive ends in the damn game, if not the best. I suppose Myles Garrett would like a word. But this is kind of my thought process here. We haven't missed 2 starting offensive linemen in a game since this one's going to kill you. Since we played Jacksonville in Jacksonville a couple of years ago and we lost 9-6. So it's not particularly in our favor, and this team doesn't perform all too well when both tackles are gone. However, you have Ryan Vandemark, who has been a guy that stepped in the past. One game specifically, he played pretty well. And Tylen Grable, who is fresh off of the IR. I could imagine he's going to be a guy. Perhaps Alec Anderson. What I need from this Bills team is to add in the extra offensive linemen. If that's what needs to happen, that's what needs to happen. Invest in protecting QB1 so we can find the open man. But partially why I'm not so much concerned about these offensive linemen missing, and maybe me saying I'm not concerned is the wrong way about going about it. I'm more of the camp that this offense still has zero excuse not to go out there and play clean, complementary, and efficient football. This Pittsburgh Steelers defense is your typical cover 3 type defense, zone type defense. And what that tells me, folks, and what that should tell each and every single one of you is that there are going to be answers. There are going to be answers underneath. If Josh Allen goes out there, he takes what the defense gives him, takes care of the football, we can win this game. This offense, I trust them to score points as long as we don't stray away from that formula. We have to go into this game with that exact same mentality. And while I have been an apologist of Joe Brady, as many of you have been tapping in for the past couple of weeks, you've noticed that about me. And it's not particularly because I disagree with you that he's not the problem. It's I can't control that Joe Brady is still the offensive coordinator, and neither can the team. I can't control that Sean McDermott is still the head coach. I can't control that this Buffalo Bills team has a shit ton of injuries on the defensive side of the football. But what this team can control is taking what the defense gives you and taking care of the football. Those are the only 2 ways and the only 2 things that are controllable. And for me, I do not waste energy and or time on complaining about things that cannot be fixed. And let me tell you what, and say this, you don't believe me. I know that a lot of you guys hate statistics for some odd reason. I have no idea why you would. Zero idea. But statistically, when the Buffalo Bills take care of the football, have 1 or less turnover each and every single game, we win the damn game. Okay? So, yes, the offensive lineman being out is going to be a concern, as it should be. But there are answers. And as long as they end up sticking to the script, feeding James Cook, taking everything they possibly can underneath, this team has zero excuse. Zero excuse besides that. Let's go on ahead, guys. Let's transition over into a Q&A segment. It's a very simple process. Just do me a favor and label each and every single one of your submissions without either a Q and or an S. That way I'm able to easily differentiate between people talking to me and people having internal conversations amongst themselves in the live chat. Let's lock in. We have Joshua is in the building. What's up, man? How you doing? Dan, another game without Kincaid. What do you think of that? I mean, when he went down with that hamstring injury, based off of all the conversations I've had, like with my buddy Thigh Doctor, it looked like it was going to be a 3+ week type injury. It sucks because, you know what? For a long time, he was, in my opinion, the best route runner that we had on this team. Now, on paper, with Brandon Cooks as the best route runner we have on this team by a country mile, his route tree is hands down the best out of anybody that we have on this team. But it just sounds like that his hamstring was, super significant. And all we can do is just hope that he's ready to go next week against the Cincinnati Bengals. But we will see. Josh has to be decisive today with the injuries at offensive tackle. If I'm the Steelers, I play a ton of cover one with the goal of coaxing Josh into holding on to the ball for 1 extra second to get Watt home. That's likely going to be a part of the game plan for Mike Tomlin. And do not mistake or do not overlook what a Mike Tomlin defense looks like when they are in desperation mode. And they are clearly going to be dialing up their defensive game plan based off of the injuries of our tackles here. But again, right, don't be afraid to run the football. And at the exact same time, need to take the shit underneath. Get the ball out quick. Right now, Josh Allen's holding on to the football longer than most quarterbacks in the league. That's kind of an offensive line stat, and that's also a wide receiver stat, if you will, especially when he's going through his progressions. But we need this guy to have Tua holding on to the football type numbers, like 2.2, 2.3. If you have to dominate your first read, but just make sure that it is underneath and it is open. What's Keon's status this week? Squeezely W's in the building with a great question. I'm going to tell you what, my friend, it is not going to be announced until about a half hour to 45 minutes before the game. Have no fear. As long as you guys follow me over on Instagram or TikTok, I will be keeping you up to date with all of the inactives and the actives for the game going into it. So we should take a look. We have Court is in the building. What's up, dude? Dan, and do you have any opinion on Carnell Tate out of OSU? He reminds me a lot of George Pickens in Pittsburgh specifically. Not sure if he could ever reach what he's doing in Dallas right now. Carnell Tate from Ohio State, the Ohio State University. Big game yesterday with the Buckeyes and the Wolverines. And congratulations to Ohio State for finally getting the elephant out of the room of being unable to beat Michigan in quite some time. So what Carnell Tate's interesting to me. I do like Brazel from Tennessee. I think that he has a bit more speed he brings out to the table, and he's an outside X. And Tate's a slot, I want to say. Don't take that with full gospel energy there. I still haven't dove in a lot to these prospects. I typically do that right before the Senior Bowl. But love Brazel. And then maybe Tate could be a guy as well. Could be a dude as well. Why didn't we elevate Morgan Fox? Also, does Luto, his elevation indicate that Kincaid is likely out for the game? Yes. Barring something crazy. Maybe Buffalo wants to use 4 tight ends in some personnel packages today. That could be an entire different conversation. Dan Rapsheed said Keon is playing. Was that a question? Let me see. Let's check it out. Let's see what's going on with some Bills news here. Let's see if we've seen anything about Keon Coleman as of late. Expect both wide receivers, Brandon Cooks and Keon Coleman, to play today, though both OTs are out. So Keon, Brandon Cooks, and Gabe Davis, who was recently signed to the active roster, should all be out there. What are the targets going to look like for Keon Coleman? I suppose that is a different question. Aaron Rodgers is playing hurt. Make him uncomfortable. Jay, great take. Now, funny enough, right? He is sort of going through a very similar struggle that Josh Allen has been going through this year, where they have a very good offensive line in preventing pressure. Right now, last time I checked, the Pittsburgh Steelers have let up the least amount of pressures in the entire NFL. It's that or their top 3. But with Aaron Rodgers, he has still been sacked quite a bit this year. In fact, over 70% of all the sacks, according to advanced analytical websites, have been his fault. So what does that tell you? He doesn't particularly trust his weapons on the outside, of course, with the exception of DK Metcalf and or his tight ends. Maybe he's old, right? He's sitting there, he's trying to overcompensate. He's trying to limit hits, so he tends to be a bit more finicky in the pocket. You can get to him. In fact, when it comes into the two defensive coverages that he struggles with the most is cover 2 man and cover 0. I know that Buffalo is nowhere near to where this front office envisioned the defensive line to be, but that doesn't mean I don't think they should be aggressive in their blitz packages. I don't think that it doesn't mean that they can't be interesting, all right? Doing whatever they can to confuse this Pittsburgh Steelers offensive line, various stunts, various twists, because Rodgers is going to be on the move. He's going to be on the move, man, and I think that we can cause havoc against this guy. It's just how it is. Hippie, let it bang. Get Keon involved early. I want to see a slant first play of the game to Keon. And you know what? Give me a couple of reps from him out of the big slot. Because when it comes into the Pittsburgh Steelers, their biggest weakness as far as position guarding is slot receivers, is wide receiver 3s. So between Khalil Shakir, that should be your bread and butter. And then also at the exact same time, give Keon opportunities out of the slot. Like, see what he can do. Like, with Khalil Shakir is not going to be out there each and every single snap. So make sure you can do what you do. How does Josh Allen hero ball hurt and help our offense? I feel whoever drafts people is delusional and how good we are and our needs because Josh is making it work anyway. Your mom is coming in the building. Let me reread that. How does Josh Allen hero ball hurt and help our offense? I feel whoever drafts people is delusional with how good we are and our needs because of Josh making it work anyway. So I don't think that Josh is safe from criticism. And so I feel like a lot of the fan base, I feel like since like you own their jersey or you own his jersey, right? I'm pretty sure my buddy Cold Front said that. Like, people very oftentimes run to defend him, but he's got to clean up the turnovers, man. Like, that's the key difference from last year. You look at this offense from last year, like we have a similar average depth of target. Okay. It's actually increased. Yes, we have defensive injuries, which is a problem, but you look at each and every single game that we have lost, all of it has one common denominator. And that's the fact that Josh Allen caught the football up multiple times. It's just how it is. Right. So would I have liked a better roster? Yeah, for sure. You know, I would have loved drafting a wide receiver in the 2nd or the 3rd round. I would have loved to have been aggressive and get Jalen Waddle at the trade deadline. But at the end of the day, we can't, guys. Like, we can. Like, nobody's coming off of the couch to save us right now. Not unless you count Brandon Cooks. Maybe he's going to open up some things for us. But like, really, at the end of the day, if you want to win games, you need to make sure that QB1 is not coughing up the football, right? And, oh, Dan, that's not fair. You can't ask Josh Allen not to cough up the football. Can't ask Josh Allen not to cough up the football. He did it last year. It's not some unattainable thing. Playing complimentary football is not too much to ask from a guy that makes $60 million a year. I'm sorry, I will die on that hill. Question: have there been any updates regarding Ed Oliver's potential return for the playoffs? I have not heard anything. I've been following him on social media. He seems to be in good spirits. My buddy Thigh Doc pointed out that he has like an interesting scar for a bicep injury. So I don't know. Say that he does come back, maybe AFC Championship, and that's only if we end up making it in the first place. It's a long season, folks. It is a long season. Hey, Dan Sand from Northwood, England. Again, can I please have a shout out for my son, Nishu? He loves listening to you on our way back from tuition every Sunday. It's 5:30 p.m. our time. Big dubs today. Nishu, what is going on, my friend? I hope that you have a wonderful day. Go Bills. Big win is incoming. That is awesome. Sanj, what's going on? And shout out Nishu. That is awesome. That is awesome. He makes $55 million a year. You can ask him to hold on to the football. Yeah, it's not like a crazy question that should offend people. Anyway, statement. I can see this being a game that Bills use Keon just for his trade stock. I mean, listen, I don't see him being on the team in 2026. So you have to elevate him at least sparingly and show that he's worth a 4th or a 5th round pick. Maybe he's the game plan today, folks. Who knows? Maybe he is the game plan. I am going to the game to bring good luck. Go Bills. One sports fan. Dude, I hope that you bring all the luck in the world. Let's lock in here. This season, Josh is back to averaging 1 turnover per game. So frustrating to see him regress like this. One a game is fine. Yeah, 1 a game is fine. Say that Josh were to take all of his interceptions so far this year and he would just split them equally to 1 a game, we would probably be undefeated this year. Maybe 1 loss, maybe 2 losses. Yeah. So I'm fine giving him 1 turnover a game, but then once you start getting into multiple, that's when you start having issues. That's when you start having some issues, if you were to ask me. Let's get this in. Question: should I be excited for Cooks? How much of his drop-off after 2020 can be attributed to rookie Stroud and the Saints? So I feel like Brandon Cooks, and granted I'm speaking too soon because I haven't seen it in a Bills uniform, he's probably going to have a first game similar to what we saw from Amari Cooper. I don't think that he's anywhere close to what he was in 2020 or 2021, but I do think that he is going to be a player that defensive coordinators need to account for. He is somebody that's not just going to be running clear outs. He's actually a guy that can win on an out, right? So it's not, at least on paper, like he's going to be able to run a lot of routes that this team right now is restricted from running. I'm curious to see what Cooks does today, man. Maybe he makes a couple of plays. I'm going to be so thrilled about it. Sure, 1 per game average would be doable, but 3 clean games and 3 the next is cardiac trouble territory. For sure. For sure. Listen, man, I don't ask for much. I don't care if Josh throws an interception each and every single game. Just don't make it multiple again. Just don't make it multiple a game, baby. Just give me 1. Just give me 1 a game, and we should win each and every single one of them. Dan, and you look spiffy today. Are you growing out your beard? It seems longer. No, dude. I'm just lazy, and I haven't shaved it as of late. It's probably going to be shaven tomorrow. Thank you so much, though. Cooks has a good route tree, but do you think Brady will actually utilize his skill set, or will he be running jet sweeps? LOL. I suppose time will tell, Ed. I suppose time will tell. He's very good with deep outs. And not many wide receivers on this team are capable of running that to an exceptional level. So I think Brady will utilize him to what his strengths are. Okay. And so I think Cooks will surprise us, and I still think Shavers is the hidden gem we need to utilize. Talk to me, brother. Dan, I think the reason why Terrell Shavers is getting so much opportunities is because he's simply better. I mean, hey, if that's the case, that's the case. Ramey is coming in saying, what would you say is better for our team? Josh averaging 1 pick a game or having 1 clean game and the next with 2? Great question. So ideally, what I would like is for Josh to not throw another turnover for the rest of the season. That's unfair, okay? And that's unrealistic. I am always a proponent for clean football, for taking care of the football, taking what the defense gives you. But I'd probably say Josh averaging 1 turnover a game. I'd probably say that. Because 2's the killer. Like, 2 is the killer. I like the Steelers. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. It should be a good game. I miss Cole Beasley. Sneaky little bastard. Could always find an open spot. He was great at finding space, man. Have to give credit where credit is due. How many picks does Josh throw today? I mean, I hope none, right? All I want from Josh is a clean football game. That is all I want. Clean. 0 mistakes. I could care less about passing yards. I could care less about passing yards. And so I could care less about like quality throws downfield. Like just give me a 0 turnover game from QB1. And your boy's a happy camper. But we are going up against a team that is second in the NFL where it stands for creating turnovers. So I'm going to guess Josh gets 1. I'm going to guess that. Josh needs to learn to throw the ball away when he is in trouble. I totally get that. LOL, quick passes, and our guys need like 5 seconds to get open. Nate Friedman. Not the case, though. Not the case. Not the case, man. We always have a check down ready. Or for the most part. Rodgers is playing injured. Bills D should be all right. Just need offense to play good. How about minimize the effing penalties? That is also true. Big problem with false starts. In fact, I'm pretty sure we're number 1 in the NFL for false starts. It's just how it is. I'm really sad that Curtis Samuel is on IR. Funny enough, man, that's exactly what I was thinking. Once we ended up getting Cooks, I kind of had a feeling that Elijah Moore would be cut, that Curtis Samuel was added to the IR, and Gabe Davis was going to be signed to the active roster. I just knew that that was going to happen. It's just what it is right now. Pittsburgh, man. Pittsburgh. What's it supposed to be like today? We snowing in Pittsburgh today? We have Buffalo as a 60% chance of beating Pittsburgh today, according to some books. That's interesting, man. That is interesting. What is your ideal position per round of the draft? And do we get that random corner in the 6th round again? Ramey is coming in. Dude, Ramey. So like I said, I haven't really started to unpack some of the talent coming out of college just yet, but I do think positions for the first 3 for me, and this is in no particular order: linebacker, wide receiver, and interior offensive lineman is where I think this Bills team goes. The season is lost, so talking about roster moves for next season is the most important thing. I wouldn't say that. And so I wouldn't say that the season is lost. Look, so I understand that like we're not feeling the best about the Buffalo Bills, but one thing I hope for each and every single one of you, I hope that you don't put that same energy into your lives, right? I really hope that when it comes to your individual lives, that you don't have that exact same mentality or outlook. It's never over for me until it's over. Ever. I will fight until the very end, and that's what I hope this team does as well. I hope that they fight until the very end. I'm confident that they figure it out. Hopefully they figured it out by the end. And plus, like one thing, like putting things into perspective as well, what team in the AFC feels good about their team right now? Like what team feels good about their squad right now, realistically? Like who? Like a lot of teams are struggling this year. And so the Kansas City Chiefs might miss the playoffs. Ravens are struggling with their QB situation. And so while the Patriots are 10-2 right now, they did just end up losing. So the complete left side of their offensive line. It's just how it is. Guys, please block this kid. Please block this kid. I'm not going to entertain an Adderall enraged spam session in the comment section. Hoping we can stop the run. I do think the Steelers will run a lot of heavy personnel. They do run a lot of heavy personnel, more than just about anybody. A lot of 13, some jumbo packages, sometimes 4 tight ends are on the field. It is a tight end type sort of offense. We might have to be in base a bit more often than today. That would be Milano, Williams, and Thompson. Yeah, dude, look. With Taron Johnson's been struggling tremendously. I am completely fine with that. Can y'all win this one for the Ravens? Steelers are always 1 and done. At least we're 2 and done. We have A. Davis saying, talk to him, Dan. Always. Thank you, sir. And as a Bills fan, they will go to the Super Bowl, come hell to high water, no matter what. I stand on that. Always, man. Always. Always, always. I've got a lot of money on Warren hitting the end zone twice. Squeezely W. He's feeling it, dude. He's feeling it right now. Here's the thing. There's no real dominant team, and Buffalo has a good of a chance at a strong finish as anyone. We're fine. Yeah, dude, look. So as far as this league this year, yes, I understand that Bills fans are crashing out because things are like not as clear or things are not as confident as we have seen like right in the past couple of years, but I genuinely can't find a team in the league right now where any fan base should be excited about, right? Like maybe you can make an argument with the Patriots, but they literally just lost out the entire left side of their offensive line. So no Will Campbell for the next 4 games. Left guard is also out, and they're going up against some pretty scary pass rushes for the rest of the season. So there's not many teams right now where I think fan bases are completely happy about. Like, it's parity, man. A lot of parity is all around. So ride with your team. Ride with your team. Kincaid has been the best receiver this whole year, and we need him to come back. For sure. For sure, man. Oh, it's the guy that hates on Josh Allen. So I don't hate on Josh Allen. And so I love Josh Allen. I love Josh Allen. He's, in my opinion, the best quarterback in the world. I just don't want him to throw multiple turnovers each and every single game. Is that a crazy thing to ask? Don't throw a turnover. Don't throw a pick. Like handing the football over to somebody within their own red zone. I understand that you own his jersey, my friend, but it's okay to ask for perfection. It's okay to ask for complimentary football. It's not like we're going out there asking him to like break passing yard records each and every single week or like unrealistic expectations. We're asking him to not hurt the team. It's basically what we're doing. It's not hard. We love you, Dan Mitchell. Jason, I love you too, bro. Like you, Dan, but you saying we are winning out from now on is the most bullshit thing I've ever heard you say, bro. A bigger chance of us losing out, I feel like. So the biggest chance is 4-2. 4-2 is probably the best possible thing we can do at the end of the day. And even the Patriots only kicking ass because of a weak schedule. Interesting. We have Chiefs out. In the silver lining, there is hope. Always, 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 always. As a Pats fan, I'm happy with my team. We supposed to go 8-9 this year. I'm stunned at how well the Pats are playing. Yeah, dude. Great team. Dan, clickbait, Josh Allen hater. You don't. You still click, my friend. I have no idea what kind of mental illness this guy's had. Dude, listen, I am at a loss of words of what type of mental illness that this guy must have for continuously coming back to content that he, I guess, apparently hates. Weird behavior. So I feel that the only threat to the Bills in the playoffs are the Colts that go down for the season. Let me see. All right. I'll out picks like Oprah. Still need Bills win today. Always, man. And I wouldn't be surprised if Pats messes around and lose their top of the division, slip through their fingers. Just a reminder. It's okay for you to have expectations. Always. Always. And remaining schedule looks scarier than it did a month ago, and the Bengals are good with Burrow and his healing crystals. His healing crystals are pretty crazy. Dan, who is starting for our missing tackles today? It's likely going to be Ryan Vandemark, and it's also going to be Tylen and Grable. So we'll see what's up. Some people shouldn't be allowed to have the internet. Some people shouldn't. Some people shouldn't. We have to make it to the playoffs first, then. We always, always do. So why does it have to be on Josh Allen? That's making so the mistakes and not the receivers making the mistakes. He doesn't trust any of the wide receivers to make a play for him. So we have the exact same wide receivers as last year. So we have the exact same statistics as we did last year. All across the board. He's throwing more picks, man. Like, that's what it is. He's throwing more picks. I empathize with the fact that you want this roster to be better. So did I. And so I wanted a wide receiver at the trade deadline. I wanted a wide receiver in the draft, but we didn't have it. We can't control any of that. What's the use of having that conversation if it can't be controlled? The only statistical proof that is different from last year to this year is an uptick in turning the football over. That is quite literally all it is. Everything else is noise. Like with everything else is noise. Look, one thing I promise each and every single one of you is that I will never lie to you, ever. I will never lie to you with my opinions on this team. It's just how it is. Say that you would like to be lied to, then go on ahead and follow, anybody else. And that just say the same shit. Oh, it's wide receiver, it's Brandon Beane, it's whatever. Trust me, there is a lot of content out there like that. I'm just trying to look at this realistically. And the realistic issue is Josh Allen. Dan, we haven't won a pivotal road game in a long time. How confident are you today from a 1 to 10 scale? 6. 6, my friend. Say that he doesn't trust the wide receivers, then tuck the ball and run more and without hesitating or throw the ball away instead of eating 10-plus yard loss sacks. And do people love the Bills or fall for Allen? Thank you. Thank you. And so I'm a Bills fan. So with me, and so I'm a Bills fan first, and so a player fan second. It's what it is. It's what it is, man. Say that a wide receiver is not open, throw the football away. Say that a wide receiver is not open, don't run 30 yards backwards and take a sack. Not too much to ask for if you were to tell me. Football is a team game. It isn't only down to one player, and the run defense is the worst in the league. Yes, but we can't say that this team is only Josh Allen, and then when he doesn't end up living up to that, we absolve him from all problems, right? Heck, a 6. I'm always hopeful and rooting, but 6 is impressive. Yeah, 6 is where I'm at. What's up, Dan? Hope yours and everyone else's Thanksgiving was great. Go Bills for Miami. Let's effing get it. Absolutely. Absolutely. It kind of is down to one player for the Bills. If he goes down, season is over. No ifs, ands, or buts, for sure. It's not fair that it's on him, but that's the cruel reality of how this team is structured. And we've seen us win, and it all boils down to him taking care of the football. Dan, who do we pair with Bishop next year? Hancock, draft pick, or a free agent? I'm a big Hancock guy. But time indeed will tell. But all right, folks, that's going to have to do it. I am going to be live at about 4 p.m. EST, 25 minutes before the game for my live play-by-play reaction. I look forward to chopping it up with each and every single one of you. Highly recommend that you tap on in, man. It's going to be a good time. Hopefully we are happy today. Hopefully we end up walking away with a big victory. We feel more confident in this team, and we go from there. Thank you so much. I do appreciate you tapping in, and we'll see you here soon. Peace.